Jasper Mwema was born on 30th October 2016. He was born with cleft and palate condition.
I discovered that my child had a cleft when I was 7 months pregnant. I was done a scan and the doctor discovered that the baby had cleft. My reaction was not that good because I got scared. I didn't know what cleft means, and I had not seen a baby with cleft before. So I cried a lot, and then when I got back home, I told my husband, and he told me it's okay because he had seen a baby with cleft. And we started doing researches with babies with cleft.
Approximately 1 to 700 infants are born with a cleft lip and palate condition. This condition not only affects the child's appearance, but basically the ability to socialize, how they feed, and hearing. July being the Cleft Lip and Palate Awareness Month, we are shedding light on the same, creating awareness and seeking consultation from various doctors and people.
A cleft lip is basically a gap either on the side of the lip of a child or on both sides as well that could extend upwards into the face. And a cleft palate is a gap in the roof of the mouth that connects to the nasal cavity. So these are congenital conditions. Children are born with them. Pretty much as soon as they're born, you'll be able on physical examination to notice these things. So if in case maybe your birth wasn't happening in the hospital where they picked it up immediately, you could just come into the hospital to get advice on how you could feed them, what steps to take to ensure that they're safe, that they're growing, that they're nurtured well, what risk they're in terms of infections or problems they'll develop, to be taught maybe the danger signs when you should come to the hospital, and to be advised to be referred to a specialist who can guide you when the surgery could be done.
My most caring thing was I didn't know how to handle the baby. I didn't know how he'll breastfeed, and I didn't know how the journey will be. The first months there were so many challenges because the baby could not breastfeed. We had to feed him with the special bottles, and in the first days he was feeding with the pipe, and then the nurses were telling me you have to make sure that the baby feed with the spoon and with the cup, and he was not able. Challenges, people talking bad about the child, and saying that maybe the baby was cursed, talking behind my back, saying that maybe I did something, that's why I got such a baby. He looked very scary. You couldn't even go with him outside, like naked face. You had to put him something like cover his face.
The cleft lip and cleft palate is the most common birth defect in Kenya. It occurs once in every 1,300 births. Unfortunately, a lot of parents cannot afford or are not aware of corrective surgery needed. As such, the children are forced to grow with stigma and social rejection. The stigma confines them to a life of limited opportunity in terms of education, relationship, and community, which should not be the case. Prophet Mwema Holisan, being a prophet and getting blessed with a child with cleft lip palate, the society viewed it differently, which should not be the case.
The challenges I experienced from that day is judgment from people because I'm a public figure. People thought that maybe I've done something wrong to God. That's why He has given me such a child. But for me, I always focus on one thing because everything happens with a reason, and because God is always with a reason to every person who is born on this world. When he had cleft, the child did not go to church because of the reaction of people. For some reasons, we wanted him to be indoors, but after he was operated, that is the time that he went to church. He loves playing. He loves, especially football. He loves to play so much, and then playing with the son, because in the young age, he did not went out to play. So this is the time whereby he's experienced different type of games, and he wants to play with others, but others, they don't want to play with him because they don't understand him. Every child is special according to God, but most of people, because of their judgmental mindset, they thought that I have done something wrong. But for me, on my side, I knew that I had somebody, or my brother home there, who was having the same problem, but my mother didn't do anything wrong. So let them speak. I allowed them to speak, and they did not get into my spirit, because I always pray all the time for God to give me the guidance. And this is a special child that needs a special care and special needs. And if he was just a normal child, maybe we could have not been with you here.
Cleft lip and palate are conditions that we know. You shouldn't really be afraid. You shouldn't be scared of anything. Just seek medical advice. We'll tell you what to do. When you can have the surgery done. It is a very treatable condition. All it requires is some surgery, consultation with maybe the nurse, the neonatologist, to teach you how to take care of the child and make sure that they're safe.
Every parent out there, any child that you receive, especially young men and young boys, young girls, when you get into a relationship and you want to have a family, and the moment you accept that this is your family now, accept every outcome of a child that comes your way. Don't refuse the child, don't reject the child, and don't kill the child because of the challenges that they have.